Hello guys, welcome back to How to MECM. So today we are gonna dive into the OneDrive Known Folder Policy via Intune. But before, I would like to thank you because we are now 8 subscribers and we only have 5 videos. Yes, I know that I have to be more on YouTube, I have to post more, but it's amazing because nowadays people cannot realize that if you have one subscriber it's amazing, but now we have 8 and I see people with thousands of subscribers complaining about stuff. Yeah, so thank you so much. And okay, let's move on. So of course, and if you like this video you can subscribe, then you'll be the 9th subscriber and like the video, of course. Okay, but in today's video we are gonna talk about this OneDrive Known Folder Policy via Intune, because nowadays if you're managing Windows devices in a modern workplace, this is a must-have policy, you know. So basically users love saving files to the desktop in documents folders, but sometimes those files aren't backed up, so then the laptop crashes, like hardware failures, and all this kind of stuff, and the files are gone. That's where this known folder move, or aka KFM, comes in, because it automatically redirects your user's desktop, documents, pictures, folders to OneDrive. So there is no manual work required. And this is amazing because you get automatic backup for critical user data, of course, inside desktop, documents and pictures. So there is no hassle, there is no pain in doing this kind of stuff. There is no disruption to the user habit. So, and of course, all this compliance stuff with data protection, security policies, even if the user switches the machine, the device. So I have one device here, and then you switch to another device, everything will be there. You don't have to do manual backup, you don't have to do all this stuff. Oh, if as I already mentioned, if the device crashes, you just log in again and voila, your stuffs are there. So yeah, this is an amazing policy. Probably most of you guys already know about this, but there are some people that doesn't know, and that's why we make this kind of videos. Yeah, and let me just open the VM here just to talk about this a little bit. So as you can see here, so when you go to documents and properties, you can see that the location is C users and the username. So when we apply this kind of policies, we will change this. So we are gonna this is gonna be changed to C users, OneDrive tutorial, blah blah blah, OneDrive, and then desktop. I will show you after we apply the policy. So yes, then let's just go to Intune. Here we go. Then we go to devices, Windows, configuration, create new policy, Windows 10 and later, settings catalog, and here we put OneDrive KFM. You can add a nice description here, of course. Then we add settings. Okay, let me just put the zoom. Okay, now we are good to go. OneDrive, we search for OneDrive. Yes, okay. Then here you have a bunch of options here where you can select not only the the options I will configure here, but you can also check which one makes sense for you, because this is just a lab. This is just a way to tell you that you can do this stuff. Yeah. And then let's just start easy. So this is my first check here. So this will silently signing users to the OneDrive Sync app with their Windows credentials. It will automatically signing users with their Azure Active Directory credentials. Yeah, then let me see. Okay, this one probably use OneDrive files on demand. So this will save the disk space. So when the user when you have this enabled, some files are in OneDrive, and it will only be downloaded when the user tries to use it. So then you save disk space. You can read this thing here. Also, you can read this for all the options we are enabling here. You can just go to this eye icon here, and you can read the idea behind it. Yes, okay. So here we have two options: silently move Windows known folders to OneDrive. Okay, so the first one, if we select this and enabled it here, we can select the folders we want to do this. If we do this with the other policy, other option here, we cannot select. So as you can see here, basically we can do this for desktop, documents, pictures. If you want to try, if you need this separation, you can use this policy. But for me, as a test, I would just go for this. And I will enable this to show notifications to user after the folders have been directed. Yes. Yeah, this is more or less the core setting. So yeah, it will automatically redirect desktop, documents, and pictures without the user interaction. The best part, right? Okay, let me see the other stuff here. Okay, this is also something I would like to enable, because as I already mentioned here, so you can change the location of the document. So for example, if you go to location here, you can change this. So enabling this policy here, we will prevent the users from redirecting their known folders. Yeah, and then you can read this stuff here. Also, some options we have, like move. You can also do this. Select this option here, then they cannot move, they cannot redirect. Also, you can you can also select the upload rate. So this is important, because if you have a lot of users, probably already have this policy, but if not, you have to think about this, because if you implement this policy to all users at the same time, you will just crash the network. Because can you imagine it, like when you move a file to OneDrive, you're using the upload bandwidth. So you have to think about this stuff, right? So you can limit here, or you can automatically upload. You can configure the upload bandwidth in here. You have to think about this, because for example, if you have 10 users it's fine, you don't need this. But of course, asterisk here, depending on the size of the machines, right? Because in the past I had like users with like very old stuff with PST, like this Outlook data file. That was crazy, like 40 gigabytes. So can you imagine that you're uploading 40 gigabytes? This is just one user, and if you have like 10, if you have 100, yeah, just you have to think about this. So all these options here, all these settings here, just check if something is important for you. For example, let me see here. What else can we do here? Okay, this is also something important. See, prevent users from syncing personal OneDrive accounts. So if we prevent this, the users will not be able to sign in their OneDrive with a personal account. So this is also something that I think is important. You can also exclude specific kinds of files from being uploaded. Like you can just type the extensions here. So like I don't want the PST files, for example. Oh, where is it? Oh god. Yeah, then you put like the extensions. I don't want to upload ISO files. Then you put point. I don't know where's my point here. Oh god. Let me change the link. Okay, now we're good to go. I don't want ISO. I don't want PST or whatever you want. You can also configure this thing here. I will not. Whatever. What else can we do here? You can also warn the users here when the disk are a low space. When a low space on disk, you can also warn the users here. But for us, this will be just a simple policy, just to show that what you can do, why you should do this stuff, and so on. So let me see the policies here, and of course I have to select this option here, prompt users to move Windows known folders to OneDrive. Then you can read this. Okay, and yes, so let me just talk about this option here, because sometimes there are some policies in some companies that, oh yeah, but you cannot do stuff in background, you cannot do stuff silently, blah blah blah. If you cannot apply this kind of policy, you can just enable this, and then the user will be prompted to move this. They will be prompted to, when they open the OneDrive, they have to select that, oh yeah, I want to make this my desktop, my documents, I want to move it to OneDrive. That's the thing. But yeah, I will not select this, just want to explain this. So yes, and here we have to provide the tenant ID. We'll just copy it from here. Oh god, too slow. Okay, then yes, so in this case I'm going to apply to all users, but in your case, please create groups, create phases. Then you see how, I don't know how is your environment. So that's why you should create groups and test. Oh yeah, this was phase 1, I had no problem. This was phase 2, no problems. Oh yeah, I had problems on phase 2. Why? Oh, the bandwidth was high. I don't know. You have to check this kind of stuff. But this is a test, so I'm gonna deploy to all my users, which is just one. And yeah, here you can see like just an overview of the policy. And yes. Okay, then we refresh and we go back to our Windows. Okay, we open the settings, accounts, access work, info, and we sync. Yeah, this is a nice policy because yeah, this has saved my life sometimes. Imagine that you're replacing more than 100 machines, and then you have to do backup and all this stuff, and the user goes like, oh, where is my file? I don't have my file anymore. Where is my file? You destroyed everything. Before you, everything was working, but after you put your hands on my PC, I lost everything. Yeah, this sometimes this can be, this is the life, right? But with this policy you can save some lives. Okay, it's not yet. Let's go back to here, and then let me go back to my machine, which is this one, and I'm gonna sync. Yes, okay, not yet. And then as you can see here, it's not connected. So as we selected the option to silently signing, I would just wait for the policy to be applied here, and then I would just close the OneDrive and open it again, and this should be automatically. Let's see. Okay, the last was here. Let's see the device configuration. Not yet. Okay, let's open it again. I will just pause this video here just to wait some minutes, because who wants to... Okay, here we go. So here the policy is already here. So okay, let me close this. So as you can see, I'm logged with Mr. Tutorial, and I want to open OneDrive. Okay. Okay, see, it was not signed in, now it's already signed, and it's already uploading the stuff. And you can already see that I have documents, desktop, pictures. Okay, so if I do the same stuff I did before and check the properties here, I can see that the location has changed to OneDrive. So for example, now if I go to my desktop and create a file here, it should, and then I go to OneDrive and my desktop, the file is already here. Same for documents. So if I go to documents, okay, let's go here, documents, and I create a new file here. You can see that it's already on OneDrive, but yeah. Then I go to OneDrive again, and my file is already here. So yes, that's the policy, and I hope that this can help you somehow. Thank you, and hit the like, subscribe. Now we are 8, so maybe we can be 9, 10. Let's see. See you. Something that I forgot to mention. We enabled that option to prevent users to sign in with their personal account. So if I try to add an account here and put a personal account as a test, I cannot, because I have a policy saying no, you cannot do this, my friend. Yes, and also if I go here, you see that the location tab, it's not here anymore. I forgot to mention this because we enable that setting to prevent the user changing the location, so it's not here anymore. Okay, that's all. Actually, that's all.